She texted, "You're clingy and pathetic. I need space from your neediness." I responded, "Of course." Then I stopped responding to her texts and went missing. Her frantic DMs when she realized I'd actually disappeared from her life. I, 35 male, have been with Natalie, 33, for about 2.5 years. We don't live together. She has her place, I have mine. According to her, that's how mature relationships work. Keep some mystery, maintain independence, all that. Here's the thing though. Despite not living together, I was basically running her life. Not in a controlling way, but in a she calls me for everything way. Car making weird noise? Call Derek. Wi-Fi acting up? Derek will fix it. Bad day at work? Derek's shoulder is available. Need someone to pick up her prescription because she's too tired after her yoga class? Good old reliable Derek. I didn't mind. That's what you do for someone you love, right? I enjoyed being helpful, being needed. Made me feel like I was contributing to the relationship since she made way more money than me at her consulting job. 3 weeks ago, Thursday evening, I just helped her prep for a major presentation, spent 4 hours going over her slides, fixed her laptop that was running slow, and brought her favorite takeout because she forgot to eat. After all that, I mentioned that my buddy's wedding was coming up and asked if she'd finalized her RSVP. Actually, about that. She started, "You're not coming?" She sighed, "Derek, we need to talk. You're a lot, like you're always there, always texting, always offering help, always wanting to do things together. It's suffocating." I sat there holding the Thai food I'd brought. I thought I was being supportive. "You're being clingy, and honestly, it's pathetic how you don't have your own life. You revolve everything around me. I need space from your neediness." The words hit like ice water, pathetic, clingy, needy. "I see," I said quietly. "Don't be dramatic about it. I'm not breaking up with you. I just need you to back off. Get your own hobbies. Stop texting me every few hours. Stop offering to fix everything. Just give me room to breathe." I stood up, left the food on her counter. "Of course, you'll have all the space you need." She rolled her eyes. "See, this is what I mean. So dramatic." I walked out, and that's when I decided, she wants space? She'll get exactly what she asked for. Update 1. First thing I did when I got home was turn off read receipts. Then I archived our chat conversation. Not blocked. That would be dramatic. Just removed from my immediate view. Friday morning she texted, "Thanks for understanding last night. Talk later." I didn't respond. Saturday, "Hello? You okay?" Nothing from me. Sunday, "Derek, I said I needed space, not complete radio silence. Can you be mature about this?" Mature, right? I stayed quiet. Here's what Natalie didn't know. I'd been planning to propose next month. Had the ring and everything. Already talked to her dad, who loved me because I'd helped him renovate his garage last summer. The ring? Returned it Monday morning. Got my full deposit back since it was within their 30-day window. Meanwhile, I started living my life. Really living it. Signed up for that woodworking class I'd always wanted to take but never did because weekends were Natalie time. Joined a basketball league with some guys from work. Started learning Spanish on an app. Even went to my nephew's terrible middle school band concert, something I'd skipped before because Natalie had needed me to help organize her closet that day. By Tuesday, her texts changed tone. "Are you seriously giving me the silent treatment?" "This is childish, Derek." "Fine, be that way." I remained silent. But here's where it gets interesting. I didn't just stop responding. I stopped existing in her orbit entirely. Removed myself from her Netflix account that I was paying for. Took myself off her Spotify family plan, also mine. Canceled the grocery delivery subscription I'd set up for her apartment. Removed myself from her Hulu, HBO Max, Disney Plus, all on my accounts because setting up accounts was annoying for her. Wednesday afternoon, the tone shifted again. "Why can't I access Netflix?" "Derek, did you change the passwords? This is petty." Then Thursday, exactly 1 week after our conversation, "My car is making that sound again." "Derek, it's getting worse. Can you at least tell me what you did last time?" "Derek." I continued my silence. That evening, I went to a comedy show with my sister. Posted nothing on social media, just enjoyed being present in my own life. Update 2, week 2, is when Natalie started to panic. Her apartment building's maintenance guy, Roberto, texted me asking why I hadn't been around. Turns out, I'd been the unofficial tech support for several issues, and Natalie had given them my number as the emergency contact for maintenance stuff. I politely told Roberto I was no longer available and to contact Natalie directly. The car situation got worse. From what I heard later through mutual friends, she had to get it towed to a mechanic. Cost her $1,800 for something I'd been managing with $30 parts and YouTube tutorials. The mechanic also found 3 other issues I'd been monitoring and fixing before they became problems. Another $2,400. But the real kicker came when her big presentation happened. The one I'd helped her prep for? Yeah, apparently she'd gotten used to me being her unofficial presentation coach. Without our usual prep sessions, she fumbled hard. Her boss wasn't impressed. The texts became frantic. "Derek, please. I know you're seeing these. I need help with my computer, it crashed. I'm sorry for what I said, okay? You're being emotionally abusive with this silent treatment. I'm going to call the police and report you missing if you don't respond." That last one almost made me break silence, but my buddy talked me out of it. "She knows you're fine," he said. "She's seen you active on Venmo paying people. She's just manipulating." Then came the voicemails. 23 of them over 3 days, ranging from angry to crying to threatening to sweet to angry again. My favorite was when she tried to pretend nothing happened. "Hey babe, just wondering if you want to grab dinner tonight? That new place opened up downtown." As if she hadn't called me pathetic 2 weeks ago. The social media stalking started next. She didn't follow me. That would be beneath her, but she had her friend Jessica view my stories. I know because Jessica accidentally liked a photo from 2019 at 2 a.m. Then unnamed accounts started watching my stories. Very subtle, Natalie. Update 3, end of week 2, a Saturday. I'm at the woodworking class, actually enjoying myself, when my phone starts blowing up. Not Natalie, she'd apparently decided to go nuclear. Her mom called me. Her mom. "Derek, sweetheart, what's going on?" Natalie is distraught. She says you've abandoned her? "Hi, Mrs. Patterson. Natalie told me I was clingy and needed to give her space. I'm respecting her wishes. But she didn't mean completely disappear. She called me pathetic for being supportive, said I was suffocating her. I'm just doing what she asked. Oh, honey, you know how she is. She didn't mean it. With respect, Mrs. Patterson, she's a 33-year-old woman. I'm taking her at her word." Then her dad called. The same guy whose garage I'd renovated for free. "Son, what's this about you ghosting Nat?" I explained the situation. He got quiet. "She said that? Called you pathetic?" Among other things. "Well, hell, Derek, that's not right. But you know she needs you, right? She said she needed space. But her car is her responsibility, as is her apartment, her computer, her presentations, and everything else I was apparently being clingy about helping with." He sighed. "You're really done? She told me I had no life of my own. Turns out she was partially right. So that I've been fixing that." The friend brigade started next. Jessica, Monica, and Heather all suddenly needed to catch up with me. Each conversation somehow steered toward Natalie. "Jessica, she's really struggling without you. She's a strong, independent woman. She'll figure it out." "Monica, you're being cruel. I'm being absent, as requested." Heather actually tried honesty. "Look, she messed up, okay? But she literally doesn't know how to function without you. Maybe she should have thought about that before calling the person who handles everything for her pathetic." Update 4. 3 weeks in, Natalie went full nuclear. First, she showed up at my apartment, banging on the door at 11 p.m. on a Tuesday. "Derek, open up. I know you're in there." I called through the door. "Natalie, you wanted space. Please leave." I didn't mean this. I meant like less texting, not complete abandonment. "You called me pathetic and clingy. I'm working on myself like you suggested. Please leave or I'll call building security." "Are you serious right now?" Yes. She left, but not before kicking my door and screaming about how I was psychotic and manipulative. Next day, I got a call from my employer. HR wanted to discuss a concerning communication they'd received about my mental health and erratic behavior. Someone, anonymous, but come on, had sent them an email suggesting I might be having a breakdown and could be a danger to myself. I calmly explained the situation to HR, showed them some of the texts, the clingy/pathetic ones, and they quickly realized what was happening. They documented it as potential harassment. Then came the smear campaign on social media. She posted a long thing about emotional manipulation and narcissistic abuse, and how someone unnamed but obvious had abandoned her in her time of need. Her friends piled on with supportive comments about toxic men and emotional violence. My response? Nothing. I just kept living my life. Posted a photo for my woodworking class. I'd made a pretty decent cutting board. Got more likes than usual, probably from people checking if I was alive after her dramatic posts. But the real impact hit when her laptop completely died. Like, won't turn on, died. Remember that presentation that went badly? She hadn't backed up the follow-up work. 3 weeks of work, gone. Why hadn't she backed up? Because I used to handle all that. I'd set up automatic backups, but the subscription had lapsed, it was on my card, and she never renewed it. She had a complete meltdown at work. Like, crying in the bathroom, had to leave early meltdown. Her boss suggested she take a few days to get herself together. Update 5. 1 month after the pathetic conversation, I'd maintained complete radio silence despite 186 text messages, 52 missed calls, 31 voicemails, 15 emails. Multiple attempts through friends and family. 2 more late-night door visits. 1 letter, actual paper letter, slipped under my door. The letter was something. 3 pages of alternating between apologizing, blaming me, calling me names, begging me to come back, threatening to sue me for emotional distress, and reminiscing about good times. My favorite part: I didn't mean you were actually pathetic. I just meant you were too available. Don't you see the difference? Meanwhile, my life had genuinely improved. The woodworking class led to joining a makerspace where I met cool people. The basketball league was fun and I'd lost 10 pounds. My Spanish was getting decent. I'd even gone on a couple dates with Maria, a woman from my Spanish conversation group. Nothing serious yet, but she appreciated that I had my own interests and hobbies. Then last Tuesday, I got a text from an unknown number. "Derek, this is Natalie. I'm using my work phone. Please don't ignore this. I'm not asking you to come back. I just need closure. Can we talk? Just once?" I almost ignored it, but something about the tone, it seemed different. Defeated rather than demanding. I responded with one word: when. She replied immediately: "Now, tomorrow, whenever works for you, please." We met at a coffee shop the next day. She looked rough, like genuinely rough. Lost weight, bags under her eyes, nails bitten down. "You look good," she said quietly, happy. "I'm doing well." She started, then stopped. Took a breath. I need to know why. Why complete silence? Why not even a leave me alone text? "You told me I was clingy and pathetic for being available and helpful, so I became unavailable and unhelpful. But I didn't mean..." "What did you mean, Natalie, when you called me pathetic? When you said I had no life? What exactly did you mean?" She stared at her coffee. "I meant, I don't know. Heather and Jessica were talking about how their boyfriends were more mysterious, exciting, had their own things, and you were always just there. Available, reliable, helpful. Yeah, pathetic." She flinched. "I didn't. I was frustrated. You made me feel guilty for not being as invested. I fixed your car, your computer, your apartment issues, helped with your work, brought you food, listened to your problems. That made you feel guilty?" "It made me feel like I owed you. You didn't owe me anything. I did it because I loved you." "Loved?" "Yes." She started crying. Not dramatic tears, just quiet, defeated crying. "I ruined everything, didn't I? You told me what you wanted. I gave it to you." "That's not what I wanted." "Then you should have said what you actually wanted instead of calling me names and demanding space." "I wanted you to fight for me." I laughed. Actually laughed. "Fight for you? After you called me pathetic? That's some high school BS, Natalie. We're in our 30s. "I know," she whispered. "I know. I've lost everything. My car's a mess, my laptop's dead, I'm on a performance plan at work, my apartment. God, I didn't realize how much you did. I tried to tell you. Every time I offered help, I was showing love. You saw it as clinginess." Can we try again?" "No, Derek, please." "Natalie, you showed me who you are. Someone who takes support for granted, who insults their partner for being helpful, who plays games instead of communicating. I can't unsee that. I could change. I'm sure you could. But not for me. Do it for yourself or for the next guy." "There won't be a next guy." "There will be, and hopefully you'll appreciate him from the start instead of after you've driven him away." I stood up to leave. She grabbed my hand. "Derek?" For what it's worth, you weren't pathetic. You were perfect. I was just too stupid to see it. I wasn't perfect. I was just present. And that should have been enough. Final update. It's been 2 months since that coffee shop conversation. I've maintained no contact with Natalie, though I hear things through the grapevine occasionally. She's apparently in therapy, which is good. Had to move to a cheaper apartment because she couldn't manage the maintenance issues in her old place. Bought a Honda Civic after selling her BMW because she couldn't afford the repairs. Still at her job, but no longer on the management track she was on before. Her mom reached out once more, apologizing for Natalie's behavior and saying she'd raised her better than that. I told her it wasn't her fault. Sometimes people need to face the full consequences of their actions to learn. Jessica messaged me last week. Just so you know, Natalie deeply regrets everything. She knows she lost the best thing in her life. I didn't respond. There's nothing to say. As for me, life's genuinely good. Maria and I are officially dating now. She's amazing, appreciates what she calls my helper nature, and reciprocates in her own ways. She fixes things too, just different things. Emotional things, cooking things. Woman can make enchiladas that make you cry happy tears. We're partners, not a support system and a client. The woodworking has become a serious hobby. I'm actually selling pieces now at local craft fairs. Nothing major, but it's satisfying creating something with my hands. The hardest part of this whole thing wasn't the silence. It wasn't ignoring her calls or texts. It was accepting that someone I loved saw my love as weakness, that my availability was pathetic to her. That being reliable made me boring. But here's what I learned. The right person won't see your support as suffocating. They won't call your care clingy. They won't label your love as pathetic. They'll match your energy, appreciate your effort, and never ever make you feel small for showing up. Natalie wanted space. She got all of it. Forever. And somewhere in all that empty space, maybe she learned that having someone who gives a damn isn't pathetic. It's precious. But that's not my lesson to teach anymore. I'm too busy living my newly balanced, genuinely fulfilling, decidedly non-pathetic life. To anyone in a similar situation, when someone tells you you're too much for caring, believe them. Then become not enough by becoming nothing to them at all. You deserve someone who sees your presence as a gift, not a burden. Thanks for being here through this journey.